It's tangible history again. Hello everyone. If you've ever explored world cuisines, you've likely heard of the three great culinary traditions of the world: Chinese, French, and Turkish. China boasts a vast territory and an incredible abundance of ingredients. France possesses some of Europe's most fertile farmland and a globally renowned culinary craft. So what about Turkey? What truly earned it a place among these giants? The answer lies in the deep currents of history. The mighty Ottoman Empire once spanned 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa, ruling with grandeur for over 6 centuries. Countless ingredients and rare spices from across the Mediterranean and the Middle East converged in this vast realm. In the 17th century, within the kitchens of Topkapi Palace alone, 1,300 chefs and staff worked side by side, capable of preparing grand banquets for 15,000 guests. From imperial feasts to humble street stalls, that is where Turkish cuisine draws its undeniable confidence. And across this grand culinary landscape, if one single dish had to represent it all, it would undoubtedly be the kebab. The origin of the word kebab goes back much further than most people realize. Linguists have traced its roots to ancient Akkadian, passing through Aramaic and Arabic before officially entering the Turkish language as kebab in the 14th century. Yet, the history of grilling meat itself is older still. Around the 10th century AD, nomadic Turkic tribes roamed the vast steppes of Central Asia. On their long marches, they needed a fast, portable way to prepare food. After hunting game, they would snap off a tree branch or simply draw their swords, skewer the meat, and roast it directly over an open campfire. That's right, the earliest kebabs were born this way. This rustic cooking method was the true prototype of modern grilled meat. No elaborate seasoning, no fancy presentation, just fire, meat, and a blade, the ultimate survival wisdom of nomadic life. By the 14th century. As the Ottoman Empire rose, kebabs migrated from nomadic campfires into bustling city markets, eventually making their way onto the royal dining table. During a 17th century military campaign, Sultan Murad IV was offered kebab by local villagers. By the 19th century, Sultan Abdulaziz was known to order takeout directly from famous local kebab shops. It seems that when it came to craving takeout, even sultans were not so different from us. Inside the imperial kitchens, master chefs from across the empire gathered. They continually refined their craft, transforming rustic skewered meat into an extraordinarily sophisticated court delicacy. Only the tenderest cuts were used, spices were meticulously measured, and the fire was masterfully controlled. Kebab had evolved from simple nourishment into a true art form. Yet, the defining breakthrough that forever transformed the kebab took place in the 1860s. In Bursa, former capital of the Ottoman Empire, before a man named Iskandar arrived. Every kebab in the Ottoman Empire was grilled horizontally. Skewers rested over open flames, causing fat and juices to drip into the fire. Flares would sizzle up, scorching the exterior and drying out the meat. But in 1867, at the Kayan Bazaar in Bursa, Iskandar, a butcher turned chef, decided to break the rules. He stood the skewer up vertically. A seemingly simple adjustment, yet it sparked a culinary revolution. By standing the meat upright, the juices trickled down slowly, automatically basting the layers below. Fat no longer dripped directly into the coals to burn the meat, nor could charcoal ash stick to it. With this single stroke, the modern diner kebab was born. Beyond that, Iskandar pioneered a whole new way to serve it, laying paper-thin slices of grilled meat over warm, crispy pita bread, smothered in hot tomato sauce and melted butter. Accompanied by a generous dollop of fresh yogurt, the tanginess of the yogurt cut through the richness of the butter, while the sweet and sour tomatoes elevated the savory meat. This masterpiece became known as the Iskender Kebaba tradition, preserved by the Iskender Ruglu's family in Bursa for over a century and a half. Today, the most iconic image of Turkish kebab is that massive vertical tower of rotating meat. Hundreds of marinated cuts are pressed tightly, layer upon layer. Onto a metal rod nearly a meter long, asterisk positioned beside a specialized vertical rotisserie fueled by radiant charcoal or gas, the motorized spit rotates at a steady pace. The outer layer cooks evenly, gradually developing a caramelized, glistening crust. The chef wields a long, razor-sharp knife, honed until the blade reflects like a mirror. Gliding close to the rotating tower, a flick of the wrist shaves off slices as thin as a cicada's wing. The motion is effortless and fluid, like a silent, captivating performance art. Asterisk, if you think making an authentic kebab is just skewering meat and holding it over fire, think again. Genuine Turkish kebab demands meticulous craftsmanship, asterisk, in terms of variety. Diner kebab remains the definitive classic, using a blend of lamb leg and beef tenderloin. Iskender kebab builds upon it with a foundation of pita, tomato sauce, and melted butter. Meanwhile, Adana kebab from the south features hand-minced lamb kneaded with red pepper flakes and spices, pressed onto wide, flat skewers, and grilled over charcoal, asterisk, yet, regardless of style. The marinade is the soul of the dish. Thinly sliced meat is soaked in onion juice, yogurt, olive oil, black pepper, thyme, and aromatic spices. The lactic acid in the yogurt tenderizes the meat fibers, while the onion juice neutralizes gammonicity and unlocks deep flavors. Bit of culinary alchemy handed down from the Ottoman palace kitchens, asterisk, once marinated. The meat slices are threaded onto the spit, layered strategically with pieces of sheeptail fat. In the world of kebab masters, this is known as an automatic self-basting system. As it grills, the tail fat slowly renders, trickling down the tower to continuously bathe the leaner meat below. Without those vital layers of fat, a kebab would turn into nothing more than dry, lifeless timber. Asterisk, controlling the heat requires decades of hard-earned experience. Thanks to vertical roasting and continuous self-basting, an authentic Turkish kebab achieves a texture that is remarkably contradictory, yet beautifully balanced. A charred, crispy crust, kissed by charcoal smoke on the outside, paired with a succulent, juicy interior that yields effortlessly to every bite, asterisk, to balance the richness of the meat.
Ow.
Turks never eat kebab in isolation. It is always paired with tangy, pickled onions, fresh lettuce, sliced tomatoes, and two foundational sauces: a cool, refreshing garlic yogurt sauce and a rich, warm tomato butter blend. When you roll a tender slice of kebab into flatbread, layer in fresh greens, dip it into garlic yogurt and rich tomato butter, and take a bite hot and cold, crispy and tender. Tangy and savory, contrasting flavor harmonizes perfectly in a single moment. Asterisk. If Iskandar laid the structural groundwork for modern diner, it was a Turkish immigrant named Kadir Nurman who truly brought it to the global stage. Asterisk, in 1960. 26-year-old Nurman moved to Stuttgart, Germany, working as a laborer for Daimler. Facing a severe post-war labor shortage, Germany had signed a guest worker agreement with Turkey, prompting waves of Turkish workers to move north and help rebuild the country. Asterisk, by the early 1970s. Nurman noticed that life in Berlin moved at a grueling pace. People needed to eat on the move. Traditional Turkish kebab was a plated affair, served alongside rice and salad to be enjoyed slowly at a restaurant tabbouleh format, ill-suited for busy commuters. Asterisk, Nurman made a bold leap. Why not pack the meat, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and sauce directly inside a pocket of flatbread? In 1972, he opened the very first kebab sandwich stall opposite West Berlin's Zoologischer Garten station. It was portable, hearty, remarkably cheap, priced at around 1.5 Deutschmarks. The fast food innovation took off rapidly, winning over immigrant workers and native Germans alike, eventually eclipsing traditional German sausages. Asterisk, crucially, Nurman never patented his creation. When the oil crisis hit in the late 1970s and pushed the German economy into a downturn, many unemployed Turkish guest workers turned to opening affordable kebab shops to make a living. Nurman's handheld format became their blueprint, causing kebab stands to sprout up across the nation. Asterisk, today, Germany is home to an estimated 16,000 to 18,500 kebab shops more than McDonald's and Burger King combined. Berlin alone boasts over 4,000 stalls, outnumbering Istanbul. Annual kebab sales in Germany top 7 billion euros. The Turkish kebab has officially dethroned currywurst as Germany's favorite street food, leading many to affectionately nickname it Germany's new national dish. Asterisk, most fascinating of all. The Turkish kebab you often encounter is actually the German adapted version stuffed into bread with vegetables and creamy sauces, a dish invented by Turks, transformed in Germany, and popularized across Europe, only to flow back to its homeland. It stands as one of the most remarkable cases of cultural reflux in culinary history. Asterisk then, asterisk. A full-blown culinary war erupted. Asterisk Turkey's International Diner Association officially petitioned the European Union to grant diner kebab traditional specialties guaranteed TSG status. If approved, every vendor in the EU would be legally required to follow strict Turkish standards governing livestock age, cut sizes, marinade formulas, and meat thickness. Germany was outraged. Roughly 95% of German kebab shops use veal or turkey ingredients excluded from Turkey's proposed definition. Thousands of German vendors faced losing the right to even use the word diner. The German federal government stepped in to defend its domestic industry, with the agriculture minister declaring bluntly, "Diner belongs to Germany. Everyone should be free to decide for themselves how it is made and eaten." Asterisk after 3 years of fierce dispute, on September 23, 2025, Turkey's International Diner Association officially withdrew its application. The international food war ended with a quiet concession, leaving the modern diner free to belong to the world.